Hey everyone, it's Jacqueline at Pixie Dust PhD. I'm filming on January 11th, 2023. This is the month 35 creator update. There's been a lot of news released just really in the past couple of days, so we will do a very speedy lightning round news update. Then of course we'll go through the stats and analytics for month 35 as well as lifetime of the channel. Stay tuned. Happy 2023 everyone, we made it. I do want to point out that next month is month 36, so that is the 3-year anniversary of the channel. As I've done for the past 2 yearly anniversaries, we'll do sort of a Q&A. If you have any questions about me, the channel, what it's like being a small creator, my thoughts or opinions on anything really, Disney, theme parks, or otherwise, I'd love to hear them. Really anything you might want me to ramble about, I would love to be candid about in the next monthly creator update. So if you do have any questions or topics you want me to muse on, leave those in the comments down below. Let's get into the news, and we are going to go pretty fast, not a ton of detail here to try to keep this relatively short. First, we'll do the Universal news. Excitingly, they announced 2 new projects. There's going to be a small immersive theme park experience in Texas. This will be focused on families for younger children. And then there's going to be a year-round horror experience in Las Vegas. So I do not have young children and I am not a fan of horror, so I'm not the target audience for either of these, but it's really cool to hear that this is moving forward. Also notably, these are in locations outside of their already existing theme parks in the US, so it's cool to see them expand their reach as well. On to Disney then. Probably the biggest news in my opinion is that Tron is officially opening on April 4th. There will be previews for cast members, annual pass holders, and DVC members. As of today, when I'm filming this, we don't have details for that yet. For DVC folks, I would expect it will follow what we've seen in the past, where you have to be a full DVC member that qualifies for those extra benefits in order to do this. The other really big news, I think, is that Happily Ever After and Epcot Forever are coming back. I believe these will debut on April 3rd. The Happily Ever After announcement did say there will be new projections down Main Street. It's not clear to me if they've tweaked the actual show at all or not. It didn't really read that way to me, and you'd think that if they had made changes, they might hype that up a little bit like they did with Fantasmic. So it might be like tried and true Happily Ever After, which I would not complain about at all. I still haven't seen Enchantment, but it is hard for me to imagine that I would want that to stay over getting Happily Ever After back. With Epcot Forever coming in, that does mean Harmonious is leaving, and the way that the announcement read to me was that they would be taking the barges out as well. I know a lot of people didn't like the barges, and it certainly did interrupt the sightlines around World Showcase when you're looking across the lagoon. I get that. I really enjoyed Harmonious though the one time I got to see it. I thought it was a really nice show, and as annoying as the barges were, they did add quite a lot to the show. It's interesting to me that Epcot Forever is coming back because there is supposed to be like a new nighttime spectacular in Epcot, so Epcot Forever is going to be here for some undetermined amount of time until the new show is ready. And we don't really have any details about that show yet, and I am not 100% convinced that some of the barges or all of the barges or some reincarnation of the barges isn't coming back for that show. I believe when the barges were announced, they were supposed to be able to be like full fountain mode all day, and I don't think we ever saw that come to fruition. So a lot of the inner engineer in me is wondering if they're using this downtime to take the barges out, do some infrastructure work on them, really like make them more stable, more reliable, not have so many mechanical issues, be able to go into fountain mode, etc. It's all speculation at this point. I don't think anyone outside the company knows anything, but I am sad to see Harmonious go. Next up, they are loosening some park reservation stuff for annual pass holders specifically. Sometime soon at Walt Disney World, annual pass holders will be able to visit parks after 2 p.m. without making a park reservation. There are some exceptions. I think what I noticed was this would not apply to Magic Kingdom on weekends, so you would still have to make the Magic Kingdom reservation. I think that's a great perk for the locals. I'm not going to complain ever about them rolling back reservation restrictions. It is worth noting though that at least as of right now when I'm filming, we haven't heard anything about Walt Disney World annual pass sales being resumed. So if you are an out-of-stater and you don't already have an annual pass, at the moment you're still locked out from getting an annual pass. Genie Plus is receiving a small bonus at Walt Disney World. Now when you buy Genie Plus, you'll receive the on-ride photos complimentary. So as part of that Genie Plus price at Walt Disney World, you're going to get those attraction photos that are taken when you're on rides like Frozen Ever After, Tower of Terror, etc. Those are going to be free for you to download. This is not full PhotoPass like it is out in Disneyland Resort in California. It really just is those on-ride photos. It's not all of your PhotoPass pictures that you would be taking around the parks. And speaking of Disneyland Resort in California, they have made a change such that park hopping will begin at 11 a.m. in the coming weeks. As of when I'm filming, we haven't heard anything about Walt Disney World park hopping. That is still 2 p.m. Over in Disneyland, I think the move to 11 a.m. is fantastic. I would love to be able to park hop for lunch. 2 p.m. is just a little too late for me, personally. And Disneyland Resort did clarify that they will make their Magic Keys, so their version of the annual pass, on sale from time to time as inventory becomes available. Again, we haven't had an update on the Walt Disney World annual pass sales yet. And finally, for good news, this is still exciting, but I think it's a little smaller than some of the other things. Walt Disney World on-site resort guests will now have complimentary self-parking effective immediately. Many years ago, this was always the case where if you were staying on site and you had your own car or a rental car, you could park if you were an overnight guest. It was like included basically in the cost of your room. And more recently, they decided to start charging for self-parking. I think it was anywhere between like $15 and $25 a night. That fee is now gone, and if you're an overnight on-site guest with a car, you can now self-park free of charge. Valet, of course, will still cost money. Some big things, some small things, but overall, a lot of really exciting news coming out of the theme parks this week. And for all I know, there's even more news that's been announced between when I'm filming on January 11th and 3 or 4 days later when this video gets posted. If there's anything super significant, I will try to put it in the description down below. And that was all pretty good news, but I do want to go over 2 less exciting things. First, it was Pixar Day at Sea on Disney Cruise Line, and to absolutely no fault of the cast members, especially the ones performing, I found the Incredibles costumes to be very unsettling. Pixar to me is cartoony, so like just put the face mask on them and make it cartoony. Or honestly, I have seen cosplayers do Incredibles really well, but it just takes a really high attention to detail in terms of like the wigs and the costumes, and something about these was just off. Again, no blame to the cast members, but I just have to wonder if they tested those at all. Like, did anyone put the costumes on and go into a room of random cast members and see what the reaction was? Because across the board, everyone I saw that was looking at these pictures was just like, no. I suppose the move to face characters was so that they can more easily interact with guests. You can talk and chat and all that stuff. And I get that, but this just missed the mark. And I hope they go back to the drawing board and make improvements. And last, there's been a memo floating around that the Walt Disney Company is moving their remote workers to a hybrid schedule, and hybrid meaning in the office 4 days, work from home 1 day. I'm a pretty big proponent of flexible work schedules and remote work. If you've proven you can do the work remote, I don't think there's any reason for the butts and seats argument. There's plenty of productivity measures and also worker happiness measures that for some job functions, not all, but for some, certainly like work from home shouldn't be a problem, or remote work from, wherever it is you want to be, as opposed to in this office location that we mandate you come Monday through Thursday, these hours. Yes, we did see some great changes in terms of the Disney parks recently, whether that's Bob Iger or Josh D'Amaro or other executives, but let's not forget there's also some negative changes. This hybrid work situation feels like a skeezy way to have a mass layoff. To me, it reads like they just want people to quit, essentially, without having to fire them and then pay severance and all those things. Plus, we still haven't really heard any meaningful movement on the cast member pay, so don't forget a lot of these people are working for what I would consider less than a livable wage, that's for sure. So yes, there's good things and let's celebrate those, but let's also keep the full picture in mind. Let me know what recent announcements you are most excited about. Like I said, we've had a flurry activity, so also if I missed anything big, please let me know in a comment down below. Moving on, let's get into stats and analytics. For month 35 specifically, I pulled these from December 11th through January 10th. Like we previously discussed, I took a little break in the latter half of December, so didn't upload as much as usual this monthly period. And honestly, even if I hadn't planned on taking that break, I think life would have forced me to. Without getting into too many details, since that mid-December timeframe, my partner's family suffered a loss, so we were dealing with that. My partner's professional life has been disrupted, is the nice way to put it, I would say. I had a minor medical procedure, but the recovery for that was way worse than I've ever had for the same procedure, so I was also dealing with that. I had a small but significant depressive episode. I have mid-grade clinical depression. I'm used to dealing with this. And there are just some waves that come in and are worse than others. That lasted for about a week or so. So yeah, we were really busy and we've been dealing with a lot of external stressors. I think even if I had planned on posting, I wouldn't have been able to, just because I really didn't have the time or capabilities. But anyway, here is what did get posted in the last monthly period. We had the second Disneyland Paris Parks Day vlog. By the way, no one has watched that. So if you haven't checked it out, please go ahead and do that. I would really appreciate it. And then the last video from December was the month 34 creator update. Last week, the first Wednesday of January, I posted the Disney Vacation Club points charts. brief history overview, and we looked at the 2024 point charts as well. Then today, which won't count in this monthly period because we are in the next monthly period officially, but I did also just post a new video today on Wednesday, January 11th. This was going over paying my 2023 DVC annual dues with both a credit card and my Disney Rewards redemption card. As part of that, we also went through the process of getting your Disney Rewards redemption card. Those last two videos, the DVC points charts and paying dues with a redemption card, were both pretty short. I think they were under 7 minutes. A couple of months ago, I believe I raised in one of these monthly creator updates, aiming to make some shorter content, stuff that wouldn't even qualify for mid-roll ads. Those both do fit that bill. And I think they really go with the ethos of, yes, I want to show you some things, yes, I want to keep you informed, but I don't want to waste your time, and so let's not drag this out into a 16-minute video if we can cover it in 6.5. Really only 3 actual videos this last monthly period, and then while I wasn't uploading proper videos in those last 2 weeks of December, I was trying to upload many more shorts. Here's a look at the top videos last month. Given what I was uploading, unsurprisingly, there are 4 shorts on here. The top one, though, for me really took off. It had 1,800 views. It was simply a video magic shot of me and my partner from our 2017 trip. Olaf comes in and does some cute little stuff. The Disability Access Service Explained video is still doing well, and same with that DoubleTree room tour out by Universal Orlando. Then the point charts information and 2024 point charts video I just uploaded is number 7. We've got the Boardwalk Villas room tour as 8, last month's monthly creator update, and then the Old Key West for Saratoga Springs video. Of these top 10 videos, I posted 6 this month, the 4 shorts, the DVC point charts video, and then the monthly creator update. Obviously, with what I uploaded, the shorts are driving a lot of the stats this month, so I'm going to say that up front and try not to repeat it for every analytic that we move through. Views-wise, the shorts kept me afloat. We were at over 6,700 views this month, and this came from almost 5,200 unique viewers. However, only 289 of those are returning viewers. I did expect this given the holiday timing of the month. People are really busy with all of their work and personal life stuff, so I get it. And because most of my views and unique viewers were coming from that shorts feed, I only got 329 watch hours this month. This is the worst it's been in about a year, but again, I was very braced for this, and honestly, I thought it would be worse, so pretty happy with that. I still had over 62,000 impressions this month, and over 41% of them were coming from YouTube. This is a dip down from the past few months, but it's still over 40%, so I'm not complaining. Watch time from those not subscribed did increase pretty significantly month to month. Increase in this case is worse performance. Again, given the shorts, I knew this would happen. However, we did get 37 new subscribers this month, which is way better than I was expecting. That's like a pretty normal, average, maybe even above average month for me. Especially coming off only 25 subscribers from month 34, this was awesome. Over on Twitter, I seem to have finally maintained a level of followers that is over 1,000, so we're at 1,015. It has been over 1,010 for a couple weeks, I think, so maybe I've finally broken the 1,000 followers metric. And I'm following 1,275 accounts. And on Instagram, I'm following 591 accounts and 406 are following me. Moving into lifetime analytics for the channel, for overall views, we are almost at 150,000. We should definitely break that by next month, which is awesome. And that's resulted in about 11,600 watch hours. The channel now has 1.68 million impressions, and 32.5% of those are coming from YouTube. 72.3% of my watch time is coming from those who are not subscribed. This has been pretty stable, I would say, in the low 70% for a while now. And the channel overall is at 1,130 subscribers. And given that my upload mix was so different this past monthly period with way more shorts than I would normally post and way less actual videos, I wanted to take a look at that breakdown. So you can see here lifetime for the channel where I'm getting my subscribers from. And yes, I certainly haven't been posting shorts for as long as the channel's been existing, so time is a factor here, but yeah, shorts really doesn't convert subscribers for me. This month seemed to be an odd anomaly where I still got 37 new subscribers despite mostly only posting shorts. I'm really grateful for that. Doing the month-to-month comparison, I mean, I knew it would be bad, so it looked bad. Most of the metrics decreased, many in very meaningful ways, but we did get way more subscribers than last month, which is kind of the only metric that super matters, I would say, at this point, so I'll take the win. And lifetime, of course, I think things are going well. We're approaching some exciting milestones, and my impressions from YouTube lifetime continues to climb, so I'm really happy about that. Revenue-wise, naturally with less people watching the actual videos, not the shorts, didn't make a ton of revenue. It's under 20 bucks estimated. This is about $13 for every 1,000 ad views and less than $6 per every 1,000 views in general. And you can see how variable the months are here. I knew that would be the case. I've watched other creators talk about how their YouTube income ebbs and flows really wildly sometimes, especially since I'm not making very much. I mean, I think if you make a substantial amount, it's probably a little more stable, but yeah, that's how it goes. October was great, December not so much. Lifetime on the channel, we are at an estimated revenue of about $150. This is a little under $20 per every 1,000 ad views. And I did receive my first payment direct into my bank account, which was super exciting. So I got a little under $120 on December 21st. Last month, we went over some longer term goals for revenue, and here is the update I have. With that $120 that's now in my bank account, I've not bought any equipment or new technologies, or I've not made any upgrades to the channel. I did join the Dillo's Diz Patreon account though to support some fellow creators, so I'm happy to say at least I've done that. Looking ahead at some possible and probable future content. Like I said earlier, the first video that will count in this monthly period is the paying DVC annual dues video with multiple payment methods, both the credit card and the Disney Rewards redemption card. Hopefully next week I will have another installment in the 7-month availability series for Disney Vacation Club for you, looking at August of 2023. And then surprise, my partner and I are going to Disney World. It's just a super quick trip, a really small jaunt down there because I have some 50th anniversary FOMO. And this was also something we decided before we went on our September 2021 trip, so it's been in the works for a long time. I booked it 11 months out, all those things. But yeah, so there will be a trip announcement coming. If you stuck through the video this long, you're some of the first people to know. And really a lot of that video is going to be a live look-in at our ADR attempt. Have fun looking at 6 a.m. disheveled Jacqueline. I'm really not a morning person. And obviously ADR day never goes 100% perfect. So following that, I'm going to have another video doing a quick test and look in at some of the free advanced dining reservation finder services and sort of my results from that trial. Then there will probably be a pack with me and maybe others. I'm not sure how much I'm going to upload this next month. If I'm able to get ahead before we leave for vacation, I would like to slot 1 or 2 of these into a Saturday time, so then upload more proper videos than normal this month, but I'm not making any promises. And then there is still content to come that we've talked about previously, a lot of Disneyland Paris stuff. Like I said, you know, my downtime that was supposed to happen in December and early January really turned into chaos time, so I didn't really have time to work on the channel. So we've got the vlog, we've got the highlights, lowlights, sort of recap, reactionary video, and then I want to do a lot of shorter videos, you know, 6-7 minutes on small topics, things like travel, how do you get to the park or get from the park to Paris or the airport. Hotel check-in was a very specific process that I would like to warn people about, the MasterCard perks that I learned about, those kinds of things. And I am still working on the Disability Access Service follow-up video. That's definitely not 100% ready, but I have started putting slides and a script together to sort of theme the things that I want to go over. If you do have remaining questions about Disability Access Service, definitely feel free to leave those in the comments on this video or on the actual Disability Access Service video. Then in terms of new content, we'll have things from our upcoming trip. Definitely some room tours. We are staying in 3 different accommodations. But I did want to ask if you would value seeing a Bay Lake Tower studio room tour again. From that September 2021 trip, we did stay in Bay Lake Tower in deluxe studios with a standard view, a lake view, and a theme park view. So I compiled all of those into one video, and that is already on the channel. This upcoming trip, we're staying in a standard view deluxe studio at Bay Lake Tower, so it would be similar. I mean, you know, Bay Lake Tower hasn't gone through a refurbishment or anything. So is that valuable to you to be able to compare from September 2021 to January of 2023, or to compare this exact room number that we stayed in before to the room number will be assigned soon, that kind of thing, or like just don't bother. By the time this video gets posted, I will be leaving for vacation in a few days, so if you do have a strong opinion either way, please let me know in the comments down below. That will affect whether I film the video or not. But even if we don't do a Bay Lake Tower room tour, there will be 2 other room tours that should be of interest. And I'm hoping to do some character meet and greets in Magic Kingdom, so there might be a themed video about that, depends on how our day goes. Of course, we'll do at least one, if not multiple small videos about restaurants and food. Everyone loves that. And we are experiencing Festival of the Arts for the first time. So depending on what our day looks like, might try to put a video together around that. I am going to Epcot with a couple friends, and you know, I want to cherish my time with them, not necessarily be filming all the time. So I'm not totally sure if I'll have an Epcot video, we'll see. But yay, I am so excited to go on a little mini vacation and get some sunshine and warmth. And of course, experience the 50th anniversary. Again, if you have questions for me for the year 3 creator update, really anything you want to know, ask me anything, leave those in the comments down below. I super appreciate your support, and I hope that 2023 has been off to a kind start for you. Been a bit rocky for me and my partner, but it can only go up from here, I guess. May the rest of your day be magical, and we'll see you real soon at Pixie Dust PhD.